The story of magical flour mill. Once upon a time, in small village, nestled between lush and green hills and sparkling rivers, there lived an old miller named Finn. Finn owned a humble flour mill at the edge of the village, which had been in his family for generations. The mill was known for the producing finest flour in the region, and it was have a magical properties. One evening, as the Finn was cleaning the mill, he found an ancient dusty book hidden behind the loose stone in the wall. Curious, he opened and it discovered that it was the spell book. Among the many spells, one particular catch his eyes. A spell enchanted the milestone with magical powers. With a mix of excitement and trepidation, Finn decided to try spell. Following the instruction carefully, he gathered the necessary ingredient and sprig of rosemary, a feather from white dove, and handful tartar dust. Under the light of full moon, he chanted the incantation. To his amazement, the milestone began to glow with a soft, ethereal light. After next morning, the Finn started grinding a wheat as usual. As he did, he noticed that flour coming out was not only finer and whiter than ever, but seemed to shimmer slightly. When villagers came out to buy flour, they found a bread made from it was the incredibly delicious and stayed fresh for days. Moreover, those who ate of it felt happier and healthier. Their trouble seemed to melt away. Word of magical flour spread quickly. As soon people from distant lands come to its village to buy it. Finn's mill flourished like never before, and one struggling village became prosperous. However, Finn, being kind and generous man, never raised his prices and always made sure that everyone village had never enough flour. One day, wealthy and greedy merchant named Alden heard the magical flour and decided he wanted it all himself. He approached Finn with an offer to buy meal for large sum of money, but Finn refused, to knowing that Alden would exploit the magic for his own gain and leave the villagers without the precious flour. Angered by refusal, Alden devised a plan to steal the spell book and enchant his own milestone. Under the cover of night, he snuck into mill and found the book, but he tried to leave. The milestone began to grow freely, and a powerful gust of wind swirled around him. An enchantment had sent his greed and miles. The next morning, villagers find Alden outside the mill, bewildered and covered in the floor. He had no memory of what had happened, but he felt a profound sense of regret for greed. Finn Allen, seeing that Alden had learned his lesson, forgave him and even gave him a small bag of magical flour. From that day, Alden changed his way, becoming a fair and generous merchant. The village continued to thrive and Finn's mill remained a source of joy, prosperity for all. The magical flour mill became a legend, testament for power of kindness, generosity, and magic taste that can be found in the simplest thing. And so village live happily together and happily ever. This is the story of magical flour mill.